What if childcare costs are so expensive because there is a lack of grandparents' willingness to help watch the kids while the parents work?
Childcare costs are not high because grandparents aren't providing free childcare. It also won't go down if more grandparents start providing free childcare. Because here's the thing, childcare costs are high for a few different reasons. We have corporate greed. It's a privatized industry when it really shouldn't be. We live in a capitalistic society, but also it's a business with a lot of overhead and insurance and all of these things that add up. And unfortunately, the people who work in childcare centers or as nannies don't get paid what they deserve. It's definitely not a living wage. It's not expensive because grandparents have chosen not to provide free childcare for families. But here's the thing about grandparents as childcare. First and foremost, a lot of grandparents don't want to provide childcare, definitely not on a full-time basis. Or if they do want to, they can't because they're working, because they're retiring later, or because physically they're not able to. Maybe they've passed away or they don't live nearby. And so the solution that grandparents should step in just isn't rooted in the reality of most families. But also, there's this assumption, and it was stated in the video, that having grandparents watch children is inherently better than childcare, than a nanny or a daycare. But this also isn't rooted in reality because grandparents, sure, they're family, but that doesn't make them inherently better caregivers, right? You can be a grandparent and be bad at being with toddlers, right? But childcare workers typically have gone to school for early childhood education. They do continuing ed, they do professional development. They are equipped to help your child meet developmental and educational milestones. And grandparents often are not doing that work. Actually, it's probably been 30, 40 years since they've interacted with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. So here's the thing. We should not be looking to grandparents to solve the childcare crisis. And when we say grandparents, I think we should be more clear that we're really talking about grandmas because grandmothers are the ones providing the unpaid free childcare for people. And for centuries, we have relied on the unpaid labor of women to care for children. And we still expect women to do that. We expect them to work their entire lives unpaid for the benefit of our country, of men, of capitalism. And here's the thing. The solution to the childcare crisis lies in our government, in funding, in subsidies, in infrastructure. Look at our peer nations. They have figured this out. Our country has chosen not to. And the solution that they have presented again and again and again is that women should continue to do unpaid labor. Why solve a problem when we can make women do it for free?